My name is Emily Carter. I am 24 years old, and I live in a small town called Green Valley. People think my life is perfect because I always smile, but they do not know my real story. When I was a child, my father owned a small bakery. Every morning, the smell of fresh bread filled our house. My mother worked with him, and they were the happiest couple I had ever seen. But everything changed when I was 16. One rainy evening, my father had a serious car accident. He survived, but he could never work again. Without his income, we lost the bakery. We sold our house and moved into a tiny apartment. I remember looking at my mother one night. She was sitting alone in the kitchen, quietly crying. That was the first time I promised myself, one day, I will change our lives. After finishing school, I wanted to go to college, but we could not afford it. Instead, I started working at a grocery store. Every day I woke up at 5:30 in the morning. I cleaned shelves, packed groceries, and helped customers. Some customers were kind. Some were rude. One man looked at me and said, "You should dream bigger. You will stay here forever." His words hurt me, but instead of giving up, I worked even harder. At night, I watched free online business classes. I learned about marketing, photography, and social media. Sometimes I studied until 2 o'clock in the morning. I was always tired, but I never stopped. One day, while cleaning my room, I found my father's old recipe book. Every page had handwritten recipes for cakes, cookies, and bread. Suddenly, an idea came into my mind. What if I sell homemade cookies online? I baked 20 boxes. I took pictures with my old phone. Then I posted them on social media. For 3 days, nothing happened. Not a single order. I almost deleted the page. Then, on the 4th day, I received one message. I would like to order 2 boxes. I was so excited that I read the message 5 times to make sure it was real. The customer loved the cookies. She posted a picture online and wrote, "These are the best homemade cookies I have ever tasted." Within 1 week, I received 30 orders. Within 1 month, I had more than 100 customers. Soon I had to ask my mother for help. We baked together every day. The kitchen became busy again, just like the old bakery. My father smiled for the first time in many months. After 1 year, we rented a small shop. It was not big. It had old tables and simple decorations. But to us, it felt like a palace. On the first day, I stood outside holding the shop key. Tears filled my eyes. "This is only the beginning," I whispered. Business grew quickly. People came from nearby towns to buy our cookies and cakes. A local newspaper wrote an article about us. More customers arrived every day. Soon we hired 2 workers. Then 5. Then 10. I could hardly believe it. One afternoon, a young girl entered the bakery. She looked nervous. She asked quietly, "Can I have a job here?" I noticed her worn-out shoes and tired face. She reminded me of myself years ago. I smiled. Of course. Everyone deserves a chance. She started working the next day. She became one of our best employees. A few months later, the same man who had once told me I would never succeed walked into the bakery. He looked around in surprise. "Is this your shop?" he asked. "Yes," I replied politely. He smiled awkwardly. "I was wrong about you," I simply answered. "Sometimes people grow after others stop believing in them." He nodded silently and bought a box of cookies before leaving. As our business became successful, I decided to do something special. Every Sunday, we gave free bread to families who needed help. Many people asked why. I always answered, "Because someone once helped my family when we had nothing." Kindness should always be shared. On our 5th anniversary, we opened a second bakery. This time, my father cut the ribbon himself. Everyone clapped. He looked at me with tears in his eyes. "I thought I had lost everything," he said. But you gave our dream back. I hugged him tightly. No, Dad, I replied. You gave me the dream first. Today, our bakery serves hundreds of customers every week. People often ask me the secret of my success. I always tell them, there is no secret. There are only small steps taken every single day. Life will not always be easy. Some days will test your patience. Some people will doubt you. Some plans will fail. But every new morning gives you another chance to try again. And sometimes, one small idea, one brave decision, and one promise to yourself can completely change your life. The end.